Hey guys, it is time for another book diary because at the minute it's always time for another book diary. And this one is for The Hazelwood by Melissa Albert. So, preconceptions going into this one. It is about a girl whose grandmother wrote this book of fairy tales called... I don't remember what it's called actually, but she wrote this book of fairy tales and then she became very reclusive and she went to live on her big estate in this middle of nowhere place, and her estate is called the Hazelwood. Her grandmother passes away and then her mother goes missing and she has to find her mother using the book of fairy tales. More preconceptions. I've heard that a lot of people like the first half and then don't like where the story goes, and similarly I've heard that it starts off strong and then sort of tapers off and is just not good towards the end. Kind of sad about that because it has an amazing premise and I'm really excited to read it. I'm already on page 23, so my first thought is that I'm already shocked, and that is because from the premise as I have just described it to you, I thought it was more like a traditional fantasy setting. Like most fantasies are set in like a medieval type setting. This is an urban fantasy and I did not know. So the first chapter starts with an excerpt of Vanity Fair from 1987, which talks about her grandmother writing the fairy tales. So this is set in present day. Her grandmother wrote the fairy tales, I imagine, just before 1987 or in 1987. And her daughter was quite young then. And now her granddaughter is 16, 17. So I'm shocked by that because I had no idea. Considering that completely threw me, I am really enjoying it so far. I've not got very far, as I said, I'm on page 24, but what I have read so far I have really enjoyed and I'm excited to continue. As usual, as this is a book diary, it will be very likely that there will be heavy, intensive spoilers, as I may be reacting to some of the shocking plot twists that happen. But that is all for now. I'm going to drink my cup of tea, which you can see over here, and do a little bit of reading, and I'll catch up with you later. Some of the writing in this is really beautiful. I'll read you a segment from page 38. My memory of that night is tattered, a movie screen clawed to strings. The glint of the ring lodged in my eye like a shard of demon glass, and the anger overwhelmed me. I remembered Ella's drawn face as she slammed the bathroom door between us, the splintery give of its cheap wood where I kicked the bottom panel out. The slide of honeyed whiskey over my throat the next day, scalded with screaming, and the miserable heat behind my eyes when I saw Ella was still wearing the ring. It has it's like a mix of like prosy, really beautiful language and contemporary style, and at the minute I'm really liking the mix. I feel like I've heard the writing style mentioned before, but I can't remember if people said they liked it or didn't like it, but so far I'm really loving it. So I'm on page 210-ish. And there's been a twist, and we found out that Finch was working with the hinterland, so I thought there was something going on because of how strange he'd been acting. So I did suspect something, but I'm just in a state of what the fuck right now. I don't really know what's going on. And also, I don't understand why the twist is here. There's still 140 pages of the book left. I feel like that would come right by the end, like before the final conclusion. It'd be like, boom, Finch has betrayed you. So I'm confused. Also completely forgot that Finch died. I've just picked up my book and been reminded because I was reading just before I went to the gym. So I was kind of like rushing through the last page of a chapter to be done in time. Also, I'm calling a possible ending for this because the hinterland is real and the people are real. I'm calling that she is Alice 3 times. I don't know how that relates to anything else, but I feel like she is Alice 3 times because of the burning cold stuff. So we'll see if that's right. So I was right about her being Alice 3 times. I kind of saw it coming when the fairy tales became real. But I don't really know where this story is going to end because I don't really understand how it got where it is. I understand the people now that have said they don't like it when it changes halfway because it is quite a drastic change. Because it had such a shocking middle point, I'm not really sure what the end is going to be. I did look up on Goodreads because I thought that this was a standalone, so I looked it up to see if Melissa Albert was writing anything else because I really like her writing style. It's like I think I said before, it's like a really good mix of like flowery, prosy type writing and like a contemporary style, which I really love. So I noticed that there's going to be a sequel, but it only says one, so I think this could be a duology. And then she's also publishing the Tales from the Hinterland, but I'm not sure where this is going to end yet. I think that the whole middle scene in the Hazelwood reminded me of The Shining. I haven't read the book, I've only seen the movie, but the whole like going into different rooms and things being weird. And I've also read another book, Ready Player One. In Ready Player One, they go into The Shining and there's a ballroom. I think the ballroom's in the book, not the film. I don't know, because I read and watched them both like at similar times. And there's people dancing, it's like really surreal, so it's kind of got like a Shining vibe to it in that middle part, and I do like it. But it seems disconnected in a way from the rest of what has happened in the book so far. But I really like this mix of the known and the really creepy. Like, I think the way it's been done is really creepy, which is something I like because I love dark, creepy fairy tales. So I like that kind of unreal creepiness to it. So I only have about 100 pages of this left. So I'm probably going to finish it today. And those are my thoughts on what's happening so far. So I finished The Hazelwood by Melissa Albert. I gave it 4 stars. I was mindfucked. So I didn't really, as you know, as soon as I started this book, I was like completely surprised. So I didn't really expect anything from it when I'd read the first page and realised it was more of an urban fantasy than a straight fantasy. So I enjoyed it because Melissa Albert's writing is beautiful. Like, you can't deny that. It's beautiful. The first section was good. The second section was like, what? And the third section was like full-blown fairy tale. And it's a very odd ensemble, but I think it works in the concept of a creepy fairy tale. It's almost like the book about a fairy tale became a fairy tale, and there's just something about it that I like. And I've had a couple of days to think about this before I've come to wrap up this book diary, and I just can't form thoughts. I liked it. I'm interested to see where the second book goes when that's released. I've seen it on Goodreads, so I think it's a thing. I liked all 3 sections. The middle one I probably liked the least, but that's just because I was confused. I mean, Finch died, and then there was the thing in the Hazelwood with all the doors, and then she met her grandmother who wasn't her grandmother, and I was just trying to puzzle out what was actually going on. And it was difficult, but it was good. The whole thing was good. I feel like it has a deeper meaning. I feel like the way that it was written and put together is meant to say something about the story, and I just can't figure out what it is. But regardless, I liked this book. It is a little out there, and I completely understand why some people don't like it halfway through, because it does just like flip on its head and goes in a completely different direction. But I enjoyed it. Not only will I check out the second book, but I will also read anything by Melissa Albert because her writing is beautiful. I would like to see something different from her because this is quite unique to me anyway. I haven't read anything that's quite like this, but I'd like to see what else she can do. So I'm sorry that wasn't really a great summary of my thoughts and things on this book, but it's all I can manage right now because the more I try and think about how to review it, the more confused I get. So that's probably the best I can do. Thank you so much for watching this book diary, and let me know if you liked it. Let me know your thoughts on The Hazelwood by Melissa Albert, and I will see you in my next book diary, which I believe is going to be The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Ooh. Bye!
Oh, you bite your friend like chocolate. You say you're go and nobody knows, with guns hidden under our petticoats. We're never gonna quit it, no, we're never gonna quit it, no.